I call the shots, I never call it quits. Trust my intuition, bet it's right and bitch it often is. Seen too many others come and go, they had the wrong intent. Do it out of love and never for it, then I watch it get bigger than expected. Don't second guess it, I let it set it. It's God's plan, we out here only accepting blessings. I'm stuck with it, this mindset is terminal. In and out different terminals, leveling up is personal. Now I already made it, y'all can miss me. It's hard to believe I made something from nothing. No hindsight discussions, I've been writing, I love it.
Welcome to the 3 Gig Sports Podcast, where we are never wrong, just sometimes misinformed. This is Danny G, sitting along one of my co-hosts tonight, Jimmer, and we've got a special guest on the podcast tonight, Jimmer's son, Quentin. How you doing, buddy?
Good.
All righty. So he definitely takes after his dad. He's got a wealth of sports knowledge. So we're going to give you a little bit of a different taste tonight.
Yeah.
Rio's out there dominating a bags tournament tonight.
He better be.
He better
it's
be.
3 Gig sponsored. So
That's right,
3
baby.
Gig. I don't care if it says Zimpro on or not. It actually is 3 Gig sponsored. So
100%. On a different note, like any of you listening out there, if you've got a hookup for a small AC unit, let us know.
Yeah, we're melting like popsicles.
So hot.
It is. It is so hot. We have the AC portable AC unit, which we appreciate, but you're battling the heat coming off the backside, and it's almost like just kind of canceling itself out a little bit. I don't
And it's not very classy to bring a sweat rag on. I've done that. Gotta try to avoid that. So hit us up if you know anything. We'll check it out. But What's going on out there, brother?
First thing we're going to kick her off with is WWE's Vince McMahon paid a total of $12 million to 4 women to quiet sexual misconduct allegations.
So it went from 1, now 4, dating back to, what was it, 8 years ago? How many years ago?
I think that was 2009 sound right?
Oh, okay. Okay, so longer than that, over 10 years ago. Wow.
So this one, the biggest chunk went to an actual, it didn't say the name yet that I saw, went to an actual professional female wrestler for $7 million to her, $7.5 million, and led to her with a lesser role, and then ultimately him letting her go. So, but there's other ones along the lines, managers, stuff like that. So, by the way, he has not given up his role, even though we knew this in the beginning. You know how we said he's just a part of the creativity team?
Yeah.
No, all reports are coming out that he's still been doing everything with the day-to-day with along with the CEO Nick Nam or whatever the hell his name is.
Man, I'm surprised they haven't forced him out, because that's, or at least down to a different position. But just think, so you said it was a former pro wrestler. Think back to like the 2000s, the late 90s, when wrestling was gold with like Stone Cold, The Rock, everybody.
Yep.
Remember what they were doing with the females on live TV?
Yeah.
Some of those ladies need to come forward too and be like, hey, hold on. It's much worse than you think. You know what I mean?
It isn't just where the stuff might have fallen off to the side at a ideal time to spike ratings, and
right.
It's more than that.
Yeah, and it's too bad though that there's more women. With that said, I wouldn't be surprised if even more come out. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Turns into just kind of a Deshaun Watson
situation. Yep. So you guys talked about it the other night, and it has became official. So sluggers Albert Pujols of the Cardinals and Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers will participate in the 2022 All-Star Game. Commissioner Rob Manfred announced Friday.
Big time. Good deal.
I like it too. Yeah. I'm not usually about the NBA has done this for so long, right? And because that's fan-based voting. All the fan bases, or whatever, at the end of their career, they have no business probably being in the All-Star game, and they're eating up a spot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
This is different. It is an added roster spot, which you guys touched on. It's an added roster spot. And it's a farewell. It's kind of like a farewell for Albert Pujols. Miguel has never said that this is his final season.
I thought indications were that it is his last year.
He's still batting 300 this year.
Yeah. That man is a stud.
He's still batting 300 this year. Albert Pujols kind of slumping a little bit. I think he has does he have 4 or 8? I know that's a big difference, but homers, but only batting like 222, stuff like that. So I kind of took it as Miguel Cabrera's kind of just helping balance the Albert Pujols one. So they're bringing one in from the AL, one in from the NL.
Yeah, but I guess to your point though, as long as they don't keep bringing them back, like if everybody knows it's your last season, like Pujols, it makes sense. Bring him in. He's a legend in the game, things like that. But if it's in Miggy's case, if he keeps playing, don't keep bringing him in. Bring somebody else in that is, on the way out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So if he's not on the way out, I don't know if my son knows much about Albert Pujols, the monster with the Cardinals. No?
Not much.
That's one of Mom's favorite players right there. She loved his.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
Why?
Because.
Why?
Because.
That isn't
Cardinals
good enough.
or what?
We need to know why. Why are you
Because I
disappointed?
don't like him.
Why?
Oh.
You don't even know why you don't like him. No, Albert Pujols was the man, especially his first stint with the Cardinals. Like, that was the man. Chris Sale strikes out 5 in likely final rehab start. Declares himself very ready to rejoin the Red Sox. Now, I don't know if you saw this, but he evidently had a temper tantrum. You know something about that, right, Quentin?
Shush up.
He had a temper tantrum in the dug. It wasn't actually in the dugout. It was so reports were saying it was a dugout. It was not. It was like in the hallway where there was supposed to be no media access, nothing like that, because he ended up walking in a run, and he just kind of let it out. But he let it out in there, and I think he damaged a wall or something like that too. And but he came out and was like, it was supposed to be a no media area. I was trying to take a breather, and that's how I was releasing, and. But if they get him back, I think they're right in the mix.
Yeah, they were pretty close last I looked.
So could that be what sets them over the edge? Kind of actually pushes them competing with the Yankees?
Maybe.
Because I'm gonna pull that up quick. Last time I looked, so they're 45 and 38. They're only a half game back of the Rays. Now they're 15 games back of the Yankees.
Yeah, the Yankees are so good this year.
They're dominating.
They are. They're not giving up any runs. The Yankees aren't. So
and they're scoring well more than enough.
Yeah.
So
427 runs scored to only 251 against with a plus 176, dude.
I'm calling it right now. Aaron Judge is MVP because he's a monster. Yeah.
Oh,
here we go.
Calling her out. AL MVP.
Yeah.
Not Byron Buxton.
Yeah.
Buxton's balling out too.
I know, but
Judge is doing ridiculous stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about that whole deal was, like, where are you supposed to let that emotion go? He went to a space that he thought would be, okay, nobody's going to see me. It's out of sight. I can just get pissed off and then go back and everything will be fine. You can't even have that. They just don't want you to show any emotion. Right.
You're not supposed to have any emotion. I've chatted with my son about this, in the past and more recently, and he knows it too.
Yeah.
There's times to release that. There's but not right there. And in this case, Chris Sale wasn't doing it right there. By the sounds of it, he went out of what was supposed to be anyone's eye of sight, and no media, no nothing, down a hallway. Was taking care of his own frustration, right?
Yeah.
So you're not allowed to get angry about anything anymore. You're not supposed to be competitive.
Right.
So I hope it doesn't hold them back. I'm not against the Red Sox. I was always actually for the Red Sox before they started winning. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
now they become.
They kind of became a little like, hey, we've been winning this whole time. No. Let's remember over 100 years there, playa.
Right.
So I still kind of have still like to see them. I me and the Yankees, so I'm not a Yankees guy in any way, shape, or form. So anyone that can unseat them always. And the Twinkies can do that, by the way. I heard Chris talking a little bit of shit. Slipped that in the last one.
Well, here's the deal. He's
47
he's
and 47 and 38. Yes, if they don't face, where they're getting bounced in the first round is if they face the Yankees.
Right.
Yes.
It's just gonna happen.
Or Yankees or Astros.
Or Astros.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Maybe not. We took one of their players.
Yeah. It's been mainly Yankees.
Mainly Yankees. Yep. You are 100% correct. But the Astros are on a tear too, by the way. They're only 5 games back of the Yankees. If you think the Yankees are up there, the Astros have 28 losses. They're 54-28.
Oh yeah, they've been on a tear too. Jesus.
Yeah. So what? In their last 10, they're 9-1.
Yeah.
So enough with that. There, baseball. Center Rudy Gobert says he's ready to win a championship with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Slow down there, big dog.
You weren't ready before that with Donovan Mitchell?
Right.
But now all of a sudden you are like, I'm a Timberwolves guy. Like I'm more, when it comes to NBA, I'm a players fan more than anything. Yeah. But if I hang my hat on something, I like the Timberwolves, and I think they're gonna be higher this year. But it isn't gonna be because of that. I mean that helps. Let's not discredit basically a defensive player of the year almost every year or in the running for it, right? It's gonna be the growth of what is it, Anthony Edwards?
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It'll be purely if you see them do something stupid in the playoffs and keep going, it'll be because of the growth of him.
Yeah.
You already know what you have in Karl Anthony Towns, right?
Yeah.
And if you get a little bit, and I think Gobert can help that a little bit, like free up Karl Anthony Towns so he doesn't have to bang low every single play and maybe kick out here and there. He can actually play the perimeter and then bring them down. He can work outside in now instead of inside out.
Yeah, like we all know that Cat is a freak, right? He's a very, very good basketball player, and he can extend the floor and everything like that. But if he is your leader, I don't see them winning a championship. So to your point, if Anthony Edwards can step up and he's the guy, and then Cat is there, and then Gobert's there for defense and everything, that could be different. They could be a lot better team.
Winning team.
Yeah, but if Cat is your guy, I don't know. He's not a leader to me at all.
So that's a little smaller scale than what I jumped on you about with Joel Embiid, but that's almost the same thought process. I think Joel Embiid's the leader of his team, but he needs something else. And I think it could be Harden if it's like a cut Harden, like committed Harden. I really do, even though I'm not. We've already said we're not Harden guys.
Right.
But if he's committed, which we'll get to a new thing on him here in a second, it's kind of like the same thing I think of that when it comes to the Timberwolves, except for the Timberwolves, I believe even more that Karl Anthony Towns. I'm agreeing with you 1,000%. Karl Anthony Towns to me is not the leader. If he is your leader, you're going to be sub 500. You're going to be playing for stats. Yep. It is going to be the growth of Anthony Edwards, 100%, and the continuity that they grow with the rest of the team that is kind of young and upcoming, the rest of the pieces, right?
And I'm not necessarily a huge Pat Bev guy, but you need dogs like that.
So they should re-sign him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So, I don't know. If you don't have that, that's a big deal to me.
I like the Gobert more than what people think. I don't think that's the missing piece, but I think it's a very, very nice piece and this all goes with the growth of Anthony Edwards. If he goes and takes even another jump, and he's already playing way above what anyone expected at this point, dude, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So if he takes that next jump, we're talking, isn't that like almost Memphis Ja Morant-esque type of, the team?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? And to me it is. It's almost like, because I think Memphis is the only one that could truly compete with the Warriors if Warriors stay healthy and everything like that in the West, because they're growing and they're young, right? So I think the Timberwolves are only like right behind that. They're like, and what I mean by that is like 2 steps behind, but they're on the same trajectory to me as the Grizzlies are.
I get you.
Let's see. Pelicans, Zion Williamson, after signing his extension, says he wants to prove I'm a winner.
Yeah, he's got a. It's funny because his contract, it's the 231 or whatever, right? 5-year 231, but very highly incentivized. So I think what's the 170, 171, something like that is what the contract actually is. But to get to that 231, he's got to play X amount of games. His stats have to be such. He has to make like all defensive team, all-star game, all these different things. So yeah, he's got to do that because if he wants to make that money, you know what I mean?
So I'm going to ask Quentin here in a second because I'll bring in a younger thought process. He plays all the video games, all that stuff too, right? But I'm with you. They win-win off of this because we said the Pelicans almost had to do it, right?
Yeah.
But then they also they almost got it for what they wanted. Like, hey, we're willing to give you it, but we need you on the court. So why don't you just sign this incentive-based one? Because if he's on the court, he's getting the stats.
Yeah.
Right.
Am I wrong there?
Yeah.
No.
As long as he's healthy.
As long as he's healthy, he's going to get his stats. So that part will fall into place. This is all about whether he's healthy enough to be on the court to play the game. If he's able to do that, all the rest of that will fall in place. I don't know about the defensive one yet, if that was part of it too. That one I don't know about, but that being said, 2 questions. One, do you think are you a fan of Zion?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Yeah, you like how he plays basketball and all that when he is on the court?
Yeah, he just needs a better team.
Oh,
Okay.
the team that made the playoffs last year and bounced somebody too?
Blew it.
Maybe that helps it.
They almost beat Phoenix.
They almost beat Phoenix too.
Mavericks did that.
Yeah, but if they would have had Zion, would they have beaten them?
Yeah. Yeah.
So doesn't he make them a better team?
Yeah.
Okay. So smart move all around? All right. Getting to what I said I was going to touch on. James Harden is taking a $15 million pay cut. He opted out of $47 million player option and plans to sign a new 2-year deal with a player option. So it's basically a 1-on-1. And evidently it's going to save them $15 million to help try to sign other players too. Now, me and you are anti-Harden. That's the quick, easy way of saying it. But this right here, I don't know about you, hearing this actually changed my mind a little bit because I thought he was going to go a little bit. Evidently, because right after he did this, they hit him up and then he went right back to his training. Like he's way ahead of training schedule as compared to what he's been doing the last three years or so.
Yeah.
I gained a little bit more for him just for it doesn't look like it's about money. I thought when he opted out that he's going to try to get that max extension, especially this late in his career, and that's kind of the way he always goes. And I don't know. To me, maybe it looks like I'm ready to win now. You may be trusting the Sixers a little too much, but you have a decent team. If Embiid stays healthy, you have one of the top 5 players in the NBA, right?
Right.
You can and have shown that you can be a top 5 player. In fact, you've won MVP, right?
Yeah.
If you play your ball, you get the pieces around you, which that's what he gave up some pay for compared to what he probably could have gotten. 2 things. Number one, does that help in the sense of do you see that they could be a real threat to make it to the finals? And 2, what pieces and if not, what pieces you need to see come in with that savings of money to change your mind if you don't think so?
Yeah, I think if we see a dedicated Harden, they're the second best team probably in the East. I think it's Milwaukee and then them. And then Miami and maybe Boston is pretty close too. But he's done that before. He's taken pay cuts before to have stars with him. So that all that's fine and good. But it's what I either gain respect or lose respect for more than anything is how you act when you're not winning.
Yeah.
And that's what ultimately, like in my opinion, hurts my thought of James Harden is that he doesn't give a shit if he's losing, right? Mm-hmm. Overweight, doesn't try. It's really obvious. He's whiny, all of that. So it didn't really change my opinion. But what I'll say is if he's dedicated, if he's actually there, they have a very good shot to make it to the finals. I mean, it's not just, it's him and Embiid. That's 2 that no other team has, right?
Yep.
But then Tobias Harris is a solid piece.
That's a solid
Maxey
3.
is growing.
Right.
He might be the 3.
He might be, but
You
you would take it Tobias Harris as your 3,
Oh,
right?
100%.
They're not paying him like a 3, but you would take him as your 3, right?
Right, exactly. So
like LeBron, if he had this team at any point and is young in his career,
imagine.
you know, like when instead of running with Mo Williams as number 2, you know, we always talked back then that Mo Williams should have been either his number 3 or his 6th man, right?
Right.
That's what he was built for. This is that same thing. If Tobias Harris is your number 3, you're in a damn good position.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, like you guys are talking about, Maxey making that growth. It was nasty in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was awesome to see. He was outshining Harden. He was outshining Tobias. The only person that was outshining him was Embiid. And even then, there was moments where Maxey was outdoing him too.
Yeah.
So the growth of that, I'm with you. The growth of him Tobias is your 3 or 4. Geez, I mean, you're in a different ball game, right? And then if you have a committed Harden that's having fun with basketball and they're winning, because that actually kind of changed my mind a little bit. I agree with you, because his attitude is horrendous when they lose. When they're balling and they look like they're unstoppable, I'm like, oh, I'm top of the mountain. As soon as they lose or they lose in the playoffs, then just the worst attitude in the world. I'm like, dude, you have to show growth. You don't think all these cats have went through and lost? Stupid fly. Have went through growing pains through the playoffs? Like, come on, man.
Right, exactly. And I think if he's truly committed, that means there's going to be a huge weight taken off of Embiid's back, man. Embiid played the whole season last year.
Yeah.
He's not always going to be able to do that. He needs to be able to take those breaks. He's a big
I was
boy.
going to say, I don't know if he's built for that.
We've got a guy creeping in the door, Jason Marvetts from Marv's Custom Detail.
Yeah.
What's going on, Marv? Well,
there we go. It's nice and swampy in here.
Yeah, and if you have James Harden Jordan join the 76ers, they won 3 games straight until they played the Nets, and they lost that game, and then they started losing.
Right, and then the attitude kind of went down, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So it's all about his upside, his mental status himself. My man Marv in Custom Detail is the perfect guy to talk to about a baby AC for this room.
Oh, okay.
It is swampy. You feel it yet? You feel the warmth in here?
I feel that doorway. All that hot air.
Yeah.
Feels better over here.
Where's that casting couch?
Yeah, it's in my house.
Oh, you have it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and if you have
I'm
Embiid
excited for
healthy this whole
Did you come with some
season,
good news? Do you have the golf cart?
Gonna be good.
No,
this
you're
season.
totally right.
Yeah.
We'll start again.
Healthy all season. Embiid they're gonna be a good team if Embiid's healthy all season.
There you go.
100%.
Absolutely.
Honestly, I just got burned so bad today. I spent a whole morning chilling and put some lotion on me.
Oh, we will. Oh, we will. That's after dark.
3 gigs after dark, baby.
Yeah.
We got it.
You touched on it a little bit earlier. Damian Lillard reaches a 2-year, $122 million extension with the Portland Trail Blazers. What was your exact line?
What the hell is he doing? I don't know. Sign and trade. We talked about that a little bit. Maybe that's what's on deck. But what was your theory?
My theory is, which I didn't put this in my notes at all, is I wonder if the Blazers went to him and be like, hey, sign with us for a couple more years, give us an extension. Here's our plan. And that plan is they're going to go balls deep, all in for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant has been like 0 dark 30. I guess friends haven't even been able to get a hold of him. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yeah, it got quiet.
Got real quiet. Nobody's been able to hit him up on phone, chat, anything. I guess he hasn't responded to anybody. So I don't know if it's one of those things that are like, hey, we're going to do everything we can to try to swing for Kevin Durant as your running mate here.
You think, the other night we talked about the fact that the owner of Portland basically said, team's not for sale, but, will be. I imagine the value goes up quite a bit if you've got KD locked in, you've got Dame locked in. Man, and that'd be a nasty combination too.
That would be.
Hell
you
yeah.
know? We've talked about before, Kevin Durant does not have a problem taking a back seat. If you've ever noticed, like, he really doesn't. Like, he has no problem letting his point guard just take over, right?
Right.
And when he's on fire. But Damian Lillard wants to win. And he wants to also show loyalty all at the same time. So you bring in someone like that, a true baller like that, someone that can run with him.
They're going to have to give up everything for him, though. What the Nets are trying to get, if it was even possible, is fucking insane.
The good news for the Blazers is that evidently nobody is returning anywhere in the ballpark of what the Nets want. I don't know if you read that report.
Yeah.
Nobody's anywhere
Not
even close to what they were asking.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that drives it down.
What did they get for Gobert?
Oh, well,
4?
yeah.
4 firsts.
Yeah. That was for Gobert, but
Yeah.
nobody's pennying up because they're seeing Durant like bail every time that he's kind of a little James
No,
Harden.
it's because they probably want 10 firsts. Like the next decade, we get all of them. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
it's got to be something stupid like that, and nobody's going to want to pony up for that. But it's the Nets' way of saying we're not actually trying to trade you too.
Are you giving up 4 first-rounders for Kevin Durant at this point in his career? And obviously when stuff doesn't work, how he acts?
Depends on the situation. If there's another all-star, like perennial, true star, potentially, yeah. But most teams, no. Because we talked about this the other night, dude. He controlled everything at the Nets organization when him and Kyrie came in. And now he's pissed and wants to leave. Like, fucking wherever we are, it's because of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
You did see the reports that the Warriors are heavily interested, right?
yeah, I don't know about that.
They have a shot to. We don't want to see it. You don't want to see that, do you? I don't want to see him return there, but they could pony up the first rounders. They could pony up old boy Poole, because that gives them a starter too, a starter that's got a young one. I mean, they actually do that. Could happen.
They would be selling their soul because they are so young.
Yeah.
When Steph
They have a
and
nice
Klay
mix.
start to slow down, exactly.
They have a nice
man.
mix.
Yeah. So when they start to slow down, these young guys are coming up. It's a perfect balance right now. I wouldn't be surprised, man. You probably get another couple chips if KD buys in, maybe 3.
Yep.
But then what?
Well, you just
know?
go back to where you were.
Dog shit?
Yeah, where you were, the laughing stock. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because isn't Kyrie requesting the trade too?
Yes.
Interesting that he brings that up. I don't know if this is in your notes or not.
No, probably not. I
But
have nothing but Kyrie.
there was a kid at a game. I think it was a basketball game. It might have been just a G League game or something. But he was right behind Kyrie and he's yelling at him. He's like, Kyrie, when are you going to the Lakers? And Kyrie's like, very, very soon. So
Evidently,
it's gonna go down, dude.
Evidently, this is coming around. And what I mean by that is, by the sounds of it, the Spurs, they need the Spurs to do it, but the Spurs is the move to get into the mix of this so that Kyrie ends up there. So that could happen. I don't know if I don't know if I like it, but it doesn't matter if I like it or not because they need to do something. Either that or get Russell comfortable, like back to his old stage. I don't know if you can. Little joking video game thing here for you. Did you see that Russell is down to like 70? A 72 or something?
Yeah, dude.
A 72.
That shit's great.
I don't know if he's seen that since his rookie season.
I don't think it's right either.
No?
I don't think he's there. That's too low.
Yeah, it's too low.
Probably give him an 80.
Right there at 80.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
79.
He's 79
Yeah,
in
there you
yours?
go.
Or put him at 79? That's still, I don't know.
70
He
is
was,
like it's
he
like
was
a
pretty
C.
rough last
It's a
year.
C.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Airballing, blicking.
Yeah, he was bad.
He can't shoot.
Terrible.
The Raiders hire Sandra Douglas Morgan, first black woman to serve as NFL organization's team president. That was a pretty big deal, actually.
Yeah, cool. They're getting whoever the qualified person is. Now they're not just looking at like white men, for that matter.
Yep.
If there's a more qualified person that's a different race, different gender, whatever, cool. Awesome. We've talked about it before. I'm ready for these kind of things to be so normal that they're not a story.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And I was about to not put it in, but I was like, it's team president. It's a little bit bigger than just like one of the first assistant coaches of a positional, a position coach. So
Somebody's got to break the mold, man. So it's cool.
As soon as once these are out of the way, then it's just normal conversation, and you don't have to actually bring up woman or black or any part of that. You just bring up, hey, this person was hired.
Yep.
So.
Exactly.
Super Bowl winning coaches Mike Shanahan and Mike Holmgren are among 54 seniors, coaches, and contributors named as semifinalists for the Pro Football Hall of Fame's class of 2023. Jim Marshall is still on that list, by the way.
Still?
Yeah. Like, come on. At some point, we can't just be like, hello.
What do they do? Is it the same process for coaches? Like you just
Do either one of those get in? Either one of those two I just said? No, I'm not talking about Jim. I'm talking about the coaches.
Does Shanahan really deserve it? Won a couple of Super Bowls.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's close.
A lot of his guys have made their way through. I mean, I don't know who his branch is from, like where he started, but a lot of his guys are coming from that branch.
Yeah.
Too, on top of that. So the influence. Does that sell you?
It's close. So probably not. If it's
So probably
close.
not.
Yeah.
Mike Holmgren did win one Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Won one with a.
I don't know if he did
Backus.
enough. Yeah.
I don't know if he did enough either, honestly. I would be more. It better be
would
Shanahan
ahead.
before him,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And then Jim Marshall should be definitely in. There should like how the fact that we're still going with this. You know the reason why they haven't let him in last time I seen, right? Too many players on the Vikings defensive side of that era are in the Super Bowl for a team that never won the Super Bowl. Or during that time, their reign, their run. That's kind of what I'm hearing. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Are you
Like when you're
serious?
that damn good, like shouldn't that be the criteria? Not
Yeah.
because you have too many. Because I think the Raiders face that same type of thing too.
Really?
Too many players from one era. Like you can't have that many Hall of Famers on one defense. I'm like, how can you not? Like maybe they were just that studly.
Right.
It was
That's a shitty way to think about it.
right. Purple people eaters. You think of the defensive line. You definitely think of Jim Marshall.
Right.
You forget the name of the, and I do, and I apologize for this, but people, even diehard Viking fans, forget about the number 4 on that line, the one that just passed away,
Right.
right? But you don't forget about Jim Marshall, you know, like I don't get it. So, Chicago Bears wide receiver David Moore arrested for substance and weapons offenses after passing out in a Taco Bell drive-thru.
Man.
So before we get to the funny side of the Taco Bell part, that is 3 arrests in this offseason for the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, not good.
So he was caught with a bunch of edibles and 3 guns. I don't know if it was. I'm surprised they didn't catch him with a plunger if you're at fucking Taco Bell.
Oh,
'Cause you're gonna be
shit,
blowing
man.
that toilet seat up, bro.
Dude, passing out.
Passing out in
you
the
didn't
Taco
just
Bell
eat?
drive-thru.
Man. I don't know. I feel like if you have a bunch of edibles, you probably need to just put the guns away, get them out of your fucking sight.
Well, we know why he was at Taco Bell if he was on a bunch of edibles, though, right?
Yeah, that's totally fair. Damn.
Yeah, you hit it. Smash the. Yeah, I assume so, right? The guns definitely
The
aren't.
guns definitely are. Yeah.
That actually is one of the harshest cities on gun law. Weird how people
Weird.
still keep getting popped with guns, though. So that wouldn't change it? What do you mean? Harsher gun laws wouldn't stop people from getting guns?
It's weird. It's like we have examples all over the place.
Right, if
I don't get
only.
it.
49ers tackle Trent Williams is the first offensive lineman to get a 99 rating on Madden video game. They presented him with it.
Ooh. All right.
We were number 2. We were his other hot spot to land. And I really wish we would have had that man.
Damn.
Because he is a monster in both the run and pass. So, yeah, just thought it was kind of a little neat, cool thing. 99 rating, first offensive lineman to do that.
It's a big deal, dude. Yeah.
Alexander Volkanovski suffered a broken left thumb and will be out 12 weeks after surgery. The UFC champ revealed on social media Thursday night.
Damn.
Did that against old Max Holloway, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he was trying his best to knock out that chin. Because Max has got a fucking chin, man. He's not been knocked out. And all he does is box, right?
I'm telling you, it's in a stick. Eventually, if you see this on social media in any way, shape, or form, if you see anyone say Alexander the Machine Volkanovski, I'm fucking trademarking that. Because I've been saying it since the first time I watched him actually fight myself. Like, because I don't catch every single fight. I just watch like the big time ones and stuff like that. The UFC 270 or whatever the hell number we're at. That's my point. But just a machine, right? So, but that's the reason why I was a little surprised. Broken thumb, like, well, a machine doesn't break like that, especially at Zimpro. They don't believe that. They believe it's all operator. He should have known it was going to break before it broke. Which maybe he did. Maybe he didn't care. He's like, I'm trying to knock him out, like he said, right?
Maybe.
And finally, Jake Paul will fight Hazem Rahman Jr. on August 6th instead of Tommy Fury.
Yeah, what the hell's going on with Tommy Fury, man? He keeps like ghosting.
I don't know if this was a ghost or pulled. There was no clear-cut information from what I saw. I seen Jake had pulled it, but I don't know if that's because of Tommy or not, unless you've seen something I did it.
Well, I guess what I saw, I think, was through some kind of social media of Jake's where he said that they've been trying to reach out, trying to get him, and apparently he hadn't even got his visa yet to come over to do it. And he's like, what the fuck? But he could be full of shit too, talking shit, so I can't.
Supposedly, now I don't know this because obviously we don't know like those lower end or the starter boxers, so to speak. I shouldn't say lower end, but the starters, up and comers. Evidently, this is supposed to be even a better challenge. This guy has knockout power, the whole works. His dad was a world champion himself, stuff like that. So,
all right.
So he put that on there, like he put it on his own Twitter too. Jake did. Knockout power, check. Bigger, more challenging fight, check. You know, the whole works. So he's like, I'm still coming in and doing work.
He's trying to hype it up. Yeah.
Yeah, which I understand he's trying to do, and maybe that's all it is, but
we'll see.
I do have a strange law for you, gentlemen.
Hold on, before you do. We touched on the UFC. I want to go back to UFC real quick.
Okay.
Your guy,
Which one?
Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
So before it was just after the fight. Peter Yan is like, if you call me out again, you better challenge me to a fight, and I'll accept. And I was like, shit, he'd get whooped, right? Sean O'Malley would just get destroyed. He actually picked, in my opinion, a worse person to call out. You're not a huge buckets. Yeah, you don't say Curry. You're not a huge UFC guy, but
Curry.
Henry Cejudo is who he decided to call out.
Does he? Sean O'Malley doesn't wrestle. Isn't that like Henry Cejudo's like fucking bread and butter, right?
Dude. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep. So that's who he decides to call out.
I'd rather
for the money.
Probably call out Peter Yan again. Yeah. I mean that. I truly mean that. And I know your belief in Yan and everything, and kind of laid an egg against oh boy.
Yeah. Yep. The champ.
I forgot his name off the top of my head, but regardless, he kind of laid an egg. We watched that one. We were a little shocked on how he performed, but I'd rather call out Yan because Jan's a prideful enough guy that he would stand and bang, which is what O'Malley needs the fight to be.
Yep, I agree.
And you called out a dude that, I don't know, Henry Cejudo's kind of like, I don't know. He's kind of full of shit too, though, because he finally did the USADA thing. Remember how he was calling out everybody from the outside? Yeah. Wasn't it Volkanovski? Wasn't he doing it to Volkanovski? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. We had that in our notes.
Might have been.
Cejudo. So but I'm with you. That's a really stupid thing to do.
Cejudo is an absolute stud.
Yes.
He's been a double champ. He's going to go down as one of the best ever. He's a lighter guy.
Yep.
So he's probably perfect for O'Malley, but he would wreck him.
Yes.
So it was a weird turn. I didn't expect it.
Maybe he's hoping the ring rust. Like,
it's been a couple years.
Like Rio tells us all the time, ring rust is a very, very real thing, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's calling out the name and then you had the record and all the accomplishments, but he's trusting what he can do mixed with the heavy possibility of ring rust, and he'd be able to do something like that. But I'm with you. I'm like, there's no way. I've watched Cejudo, and he's gonna maul you. Is that the word that we like to use? It'd be all over you.
100%, dude.
Like one of those by the hour fucking hotel sheets, just stained.
Just a weird turn of events. Didn't expect it, but
we'll go with. We're in New York. So the next few are going to be from New York. There's a couple good ones.
Oh, is it the baseball game?
No. This is Strange Laws. Oh. You get a fine in the state of New York of $25 for flirting.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like you batting your eyes at girls, that's flirting. You get $25 fine for doing that.
Quinn knows what flirting is. This kid is a huge flirt. Whenever ladies are around, he goes down. So let's be real.
Oh, hold on. There's one girl we'll give a shout out to that always gets his cheeks red and he gets all blushy, which is pretty rare. And that's Miss Alora.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Every time his cheeks turn red, he has to focus on something else. We're not making fun of him. We're just pointing out facts. Pointing out facts.
He's not getting embarrassed.
Not at all.
Totally
I'm
fine.
not. I'm
Totally
good.
fine.
I'm good.
No flirting in New York though, Quentin. So
No flirting in New York.
Try-
$25 fine.
So we've went over this one before. We don't have Rio's randoms tonight, but we can throw out a couple just things that I was hitting on. Number one, Quentin, I know we've asked. So this is only for you. Let's say we let you stay home by yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're on the pooper. You're going to town there. Mid poop. You hear someone break, like a window breaks at the house. Now, I already know that you're a defensive enough kid that you'll want to go and make sure you defend your house. But do you hop up real quick and go take care of business? Or do you actually do a half wipe? Or do you wipe it all before you go out there and take care of business? Which one are we doing?
Half white.
Half wipe. You gotta get a half done, right?
Yeah.
Half fresh. Okay. I respect that. He's like, I don't want to do a shitty drawers completely, but he's like, but I definitely want to get like the base off, right?
Yeah,
Oh.
you get at least
If there's a window broken upstairs, I have time to go in the garage and grab a baseball bat.
Right.
There you go.
Metal
Yeah.
one.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. Now, here's another one. Out of me, Rio, and Danny, who do you think you could beat in Call of Duty? Different rooms, not looking at the same screens. We're online. Who do you think you have a legitimate shot of beating?
Danny.
That's cute.
He knows, though. He already knows he gets wrecked over here, dude. He doesn't know.
Your dad beats you and you pick me?
Yeah,
I will destroy this man.
No, not even close.
Oh
Now we're
my
getting
God.
now we're challenging.
Oh my God.
And then we'll stick with the video games again. If you had a chance at going on any vacation you possibly wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Anything you possibly wanted to do, all the fun, the no money is a problem, the whole works, anything you wanted to do. The only thing you had to do, you all right?
Yeah.
You want me to turn this way?
Biceps cramping up a little bit.
Okay. It's a little steamy in here. Yeah, and all you had to do to get that was be me or Danny in Madden. Which one's it going to be? Your best shot.
Well, I know Danny doesn't play Madden that much. Danny.
You know why he knows this one, though? There's a reason why I brought it up.
Why?
I had to dust it off not that long ago. I also beat him in MLB The Show, which I had never played before, didn't I?
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Quentin, you got to step your game up, kid.
I stepped that game up.
I was coming back too.
He was coming back. Just came up a little short.
That's the
against
worst
Pops.
when you make a run and then you get stopped. You're like, damn it.
Oh, that's what happened with the wasn't it Cardinals Mets? Cardinals were up 7-1. Mets came back and rallied a 7-run. And
Yeah.
like bottom of the ninth. No.
Yeah,
top of the
remember that
ninth.
was I even read that one. Yep, absolutely. That's when they came back and
Yeah.
they set their own franchise record for largest comeback.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Yep. And that's what I got. So, do you have any other tidbits you want to drop in? I do have the makes sense.
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
So, game in New York, Yankees versus the Guardians. The Guardians, I'm pretty sure, no, it was a tie game. No, 4-5, Guardians were winning. Guardians in the field, Yankees are batting. I don't know who was up. I think it was Josh Donaldson. He had a deep pop fly to left field. Left field hurt his leg. Yankee fans laughing at him for hurting his leg. and then center field Miles Straw like climbed onto like the what is it?
Like the wall?
Yeah, and started talking crap because the Yankee fans were laughing, and then the Yankees won off of a single in like right center, and a fan threw a beer can at right field as he was chasing the ball, threw it right at him.
Wow.
And then they started just throwing beer cans at them.
Jesus.
That is,
It's classy.
it is. I was going to say, that's a really classy organization. Jeez, I wonder why I don't like them. That's insane.
It's one
And then-
reason.
And then
That and owning the Twins.
Michael Jordan got on the cover for NBA 2K.
Yeah, I did. Yes, dude, I
Yeah.
did see that.
There you go. I forgot to touch on that. Absolutely. Who's better, LeBron or Jordan? All time.
I'm a LeBron fan, but I gotta give it to Jordan.
All right. So it hasn't. So anyone that says it's just a new age, obviously just heard. Man just said Jordan,
Yep.
right?
Yep. Big basketball fan too.
Never a complaint on either which way you go. It's just people get so heated. We were in a
Right.
group that was like that. Like I'm like, oh my god, I got in like altercations on there too. So I was pointing some shit out. And then they started getting under my skin. And this one dude, I swear to God, I never get like that in the sense of like I just treat online like online. I was about to find out where this dude lives. You ever seen Clerks 2?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Clerks 3's coming.
Yeah, I seen
See
that.
that?
You did?
Yeah.
Yeah, Clerks 3.
Let's go.
Getting a little aged there, but I did watch the promo for that. We did knock out, I don't know if you've seen it yet, Danny. We knocked out, what was that? Jurassic Park Dominion? Is that the name of it?
Oh,
The new one?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch
I haven't
that.
seen it yet. Maybe tonight.
Pretty good.
Oh, and
Okay.
they made a movie about Giannis, like called The Freak or something. It's a story about his brothers and him.
Yeah.
Love it.
Have you watched it yet?
No.
Not yet. All right. So I'm going to roll into, this isn't an extremely long one. I'm going to give you one from, we're going to call, the James Senior Chronicles. Or Grandpa. You just haven't met him. So my father, I've always said, if my father would have worked as hard in general, everyday, fair working life, he would have been a rock star. Would have provided beyond belief. But my dad worked harder at finding loopholes and everything. Usually illegal. Or they would have to come up with a law because they didn't have a law for what he did, and that's his tendency. It really was. So that reminds me of another one from him. Jesus. So we're going to go to, now mind you, I was in the vehicle too. And I was probably, I remember this, I was like 7. We lived down in Des Moines at the time. And it was pretty rare that I went for vehicle rides with my dad. Not very often, My stepmom kind of raised me, so to speak, during those 4 years or so. But, anytime I get some dad time, I always felt it was awesome. So we're going through we're driving around, I have no idea where we're going, but we're driving around. We end up in some pretty nice, wealthy neighborhoods in Des Moines. And my father was going slow through them. Driving. I just thought we're just taking a drive. Like nice driving Miss Daisy type shit, He doesn't come to a complete stop, but pretty damn close in front of this one house. And right up there was I didn't notice right away. But then he because like I said, he's like very slowly going. And then he just stops. Boom. Jumps out of the vehicle, runs up to the front of this house. Nobody around because he had been looking everywhere. Nobody around. He goes to this house and he grabs a grill that is on the front patio. He wheels it out to the corner, right onto the corner of the road. So still on their property. not jumps in, but reaches into the vehicle, grabs a Sharpie and a piece of paper and his tape right there. Writes, for free. Puts it on the front of the grill. He hops in the vehicle.
This fucking guy.
We drive around 2-3 blocks. Come back around. Oh, man, there's a free grill on the goddamn corner. He picks it up and throws it in the back of the truck, and we take it home.
Oh, my God.
I had no
dude.
idea what was going on at this point. You know, like I said I was like 7. But it didn't dawn on me until a little later in my life what the hell happened.
He's a creative genius, man.
I'm like, what? He's like, what? I can't help if they were giving it away for free. He didn't know they were giving it away for free. You have to, you know, he's like, my father was a different beast. And it came to just this creative stuff. I'm like, who would even think to do that?
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's genius, dude.
Yeah. Like, no, not even just throw it in there like a typical, like a normal thief that you'd read about. No. I'm going to bring it down to the curb and I'm going to put a free sign on it, drive around a couple blocks. I think if I remember correctly, he might have even grabbed like a camera out, taking a picture, showing that it had free on it on the corner. So
evidence.
Yeah.
Genius.
So it makes
What
sense
the
if you
hell?
don't think about it.
It makes sense if you think about it.
It makes
That's
sense if you
genius.
think about it, too.
Jesus. Who comes up with that?
I know someone was probably shocked when they came home and their goddamn grill was missing.
Absolutely.
Words of wisdom. 2 sets of words of wisdoms. Number 1, protect your stuff. A little bit better. Take it out of sight, out of mind type of thing. Don't have it right in the front, I guess. Lock it up. But the second one would be is, you know what? Always think outside the box.
Yeah.
You know, don't always think clear cut. I'm not telling you to go out and steal stuff. Never go out and steal stuff. What I'm saying though is think outside the box, and just in everyday stuff that you do. But
And get better neighbors for that matter.
yeah, right.
Nobody noticed. What the hell is going on?
Oh, James Sr. And like I said, that brought me to another one for another day too. I forgot about that. Bring that out. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Stories for days on that man. Well, all right, guys. Marv from, again, Marv's Custom Detail, sent us a picture, and it's over 90 degrees in this garage. So we're going to start wrapping her up.
Yep.
But before we do, I guess one thing we got to start talking a little bit more about, July 30th.
Yeah.
We've got some pretty big fights up here. North Iowa Fights at the Mason City Arena. Be sure to check them out if you need tickets, if you're looking for a table, whatever the case, if you want to fight. Either hit us up, we can get you in contact with Mike, or hit Mike Estus up at North Iowa Fights.
And still let him know that 3 Gig sent you, even if you do hit him up directly.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
make sure you do that. It's going to be a good time. Got a co-main event situation, so a couple big fights, big professional fights as well. So
Yep.
we will go ahead and wrap her up, though. If you happen to find us out there on the interwebs anywhere, be sure to like, subscribe, share, give us a rating. A rating is a big deal. It really helps us expand our reach. The podcast is available where, Jimmer?
Anywhere and everywhere you could possibly think of. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube. And
Nice work.
anywhere else in between.
I love it. And we love to tell stories. We've got family stories. We've got fireworks stories. We've got boat stories, all sorts of shit. If you've got anything you want to share, you want us to share on the podcast for you, for that matter, go ahead and slide on in.
To our DMs. Hit us up in any one of the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll get it out there. We'll take names out if you don't feel comfortable with the names. We just want the story. Let us know if that's what you want, and we'd love to tell them. So
Yeah.
Oh my God, my bicep is like actively cramping
Why-
right now.
why-
It is driving me nuts.
why is that though, Danny? Because you're looking pretty buff.
So today I use my Fitbod app
Ooh.
while working out.
What is
And
that?
So Fitbod is an application for your phone. So the app is short for application.
Okay.
On your phone, and it tells you workouts. It gives you a whole variety of different things you can do. You can swap workouts out, change how many reps. It tells you how many calories you burn, sets up the whole plan for you, things like that. But the cool thing is, I use code 3GIG, and you know how much I saved?
How much?
25%.
Get the hell out of here.
25%,
What?
baby. Yeah. Where are you going to save a quarter? Quarter of anything.
Nowhere nowadays. It's definitely not on gas.
Right. Inflation, man. So if you're looking to get in shape, definitely check out Fitbod. It's going to be the only place where you actually save money and don't spend more money than ever before
Right.
at this point.
Right?
So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, though. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This is 3 Gig Sports.
We out.
I've been writing all of it.